My wife is Rachele, but everybody called Lea. My wife was quite offended because I said that is a trick to the last minute. You should not have done that, but okay, now I've done. So after we didn't know how to promote that to the press. So the press was, my wife gave me a daughter, that is Marella Zagato Rivolta, that is here in some place, and she's making the Zagato car with her. And so I gave a line of car. But what the second thought was just to adjust the situation. Was not that the real reason. The real reason I've forgotten to give a present for Christmas.
And the previous cars were designed by Giugiaro when he was at Bertone, and then you went back to Bertone to do this one, and you worked with Gandini. Marcello
Gandini. That was the same chassis of the GT. We thought the GT arrived at the end because it was a little bit old.
Mike.
The next car coming up is, you took a pretty bold move going into the four-door market. What made you do that?
That dog is fantastic. Why, I used to use a Grifo, and it was very tight for me. I changed even the back inside. The after became production change because I have to put my big dog because I was going hunting. And at a certain moment, we need things to move around. Me and my wife are going everywhere, so I said we need a big car. But I want a fast and big car. I think there is a market for people that really want to drive a car like a Grifo, but it's a four-door. So I started this production that was competing a little bit with the Maserati four doors, but it was a little bit more aggressive. Unfortunately, it was a little bit ahead of the time. Now the market is going like that now. Now you see a lot of four-door, very sportive. Some magazine, I saw in some magazine a few days ago that the new BMW 60, somebody said 6, they say they are thinking like Rivolta thought or thinking in the 60s. Before was more divided. A sports car has to be a small car. For me, a sports car is not to be. It means that it has to go fast. So it doesn't matter if it's small or big. It has to go fast. It has to stay on the road. Or I don't do this definition. But it took years to arrive to this conclusion. Now we are at that point. Perfect.
All right. Car coming down. Good. All right.
When this car was being built, the car world started changing a bit with the American DOT laws and other things.
Oh, that's Morella. That's Morella.
I'm driving the Barreto. This is a one-off called the Barreto. And driving it is Morella Rivolta Zagato, which is Piero's daughter.
Now she's the boss of everybody.
All right.
And believe me, she's...
So if you want to get out, this is the next generation of the Rivolta family.
boss.
Yeah. This is Morella. She's managing director of Zagato. Would that be correct?
Yes, that would be correct.
Yeah.
Yay, Morella.
My son on the side, and the other side is making yachts. So.
Now you went to a mid-engine car. Why?
Because at a certain moment we thought that we have to go into that to give a little. We need another sexy car. And the Grifo was old, so we invented this thing. But I sold the company a few months later. It was never put in production.
And what's interesting is at this time in Italian history of the automotive industry is there was a lot of stuff going on where you had the DOT laws and there was social strife. So these cars weren't selling like they did before, correct?
No. The people that were buying these cars, especially in Europe, they were receiving tomato when they were driving around, not because they were considered rich. And so we went through I remember that the Tommaso used to say, when you sell a car, you sell also a cross to this guy, you know? So, and that was true. And after the money became difficult, instead of $millions, you have to talk about billions. The big company came in, the small company, they couldn't survive anymore. So everybody sold. I was the last